So, good evening, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how are you all? First of all, are you okay? Who
Fine,
is
sir.
fine? Are you
Doing
are
good, sir.
you, are you protecting yourself from this second wave?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, good. So, you know that all the exams have been postponed because of
Yes, sir.
second wave, and as I discussed earlier, you got 2 months extra, right?
Yes, sir.
You got 2 months extra for this examination for UPSC. I'm talking about UPSC. BPSC dates have not come yet, so can't be said now. Just a second. So I hope you all must be knowing that how to utilize this 2 months in the best possible way for your examination. If you are not ready to utilize this 2 months for your examination, that means you are missing. And trust me, there cannot be a one size fits all approach for everybody, because everybody, all of you, might be having some different areas of weaknesses. This additional time which you have got, this is the time to correct your weaknesses, to make yourself strong. And now let's say the one of the question which I got from you people only is, "Yes, sir, how to utilize this time? I'm very much scared about prelims. So what to be done? Should I go for prelims or should I start preparing for mains?" Because since in October, if they are taking the mains examination, you are not going to have more than 2 months time for mains. So mains, in mains, you will already have very less time. So a strategic person will make a very beautiful strategy to utilize not just this 2 months, or not just for the purpose of prelims qualification, but also for completing the whole syllabus, completing the whole process. So the purpose of today's session is not just I'm going to clarify the strategy which you should have, but also in second part I will be giving you the uh, ideas about writing answer in the most innovative way, and that will be in a very detailed format from paper 1 to paper 4. So kindly keep yourself connected till last. This session is going to be very productive. This session is going to be an eye opener for all of you. So first thing first, people, kindly mute yourself. Those people who are not speaking, you can mute yourself. So if I say the first question first, sir, what to do? PT mains interview, how to prepare, what to prepare? So you know that mains, for mains you will have very less time. So I will not suggest for anybody to go completely for prelims for these 2 months, even if you are, if you, even if your confidence level is touching the bottom. Because even if you clear prelims, what is the point if you are not clearing the mains? Again you'll have to reappear in prelims. So this is the right time. You should see the syllabus of mains is vast. It is not like a very easy syllabus. You'll have everything. Ethics is also there. Your optional is also there. Choose an area which you think that that is weak for you and prepare it well. Prepare it well. Prepare it. See, reading and preparing are two different things. You must understand this. If you are reading something and if you are preparing something, these two are entirely different things. Even if you are studying something and you are preparing something, these two are two different things. So this is the time to prepare. And what is called preparation? What is called preparation? So again, I stated in the first class, all of you, most of you know me personally, and most of you are aware from the techniques which I have discussed. So from first class, I am telling you, prepare for a week before the examination, how you are going to tackle the examination week. If you are going to tackle the examination week in a beautiful way, that is going to be very, very helpful for all of you. And how to do that? How to prepare for the, let's say, day before the examination, or let's say the week before the examination, or a month before the examination. Create your own revision friendly notes. You should be able to consolidate the whole syllabus into a very few pages, and that has to be examination oriented. Your notes should not be only left in your room. That should be utilized in the examination. Then there is a purpose. Integrity. This preparation needs, the procedural integrity from your side, and that will come when you will have the role clarity, what role you have to play in this preparation. Although you might be seeing, yeah, I want to get IAS or IPS or IFS, but your role is very important thing, which is going to decide about your rank, about your preparation. And everybody is playing a role. Every serious aspirant is working really hard to sail through this examination. And believe me, the only difference which creates is the refined strategy. A small strategic difference can create a large difference in the final examination or final rank. You see the list on 1 marks, you'll find 5-6 ranks, or let's say 10-20 ranks are shifted. 1 marks, you are into some service and you are out. So here the fight is for even 0.1 marks also. Anywhere, if you can create a minute difference, that is going to create a huge difference in ultimate examination. So this is the time where you need to work upon the creating those minute differences. I'll tell you through this graph. Look at this. I think this screen is visible to all of you. Look at this. If you are preparing for civil services, the preparation will be like this. When you start preparation, you will be at level 0. Actually, in this preparation, there is no level 0, but from here, you will start gaining the momentum. Initially, you will read across history, across geography, across polity, and you will realize that, oh my God, I'm getting a lot of knowledge. But this knowledge has a limit. This knowledge is endless. It can go like this. Here, after gaining the certain amount of knowledge, you'll have to just focus upon refining your strategy. If you refined your strategy, this is the zone where you need to struggle from other people to get the success. And then from here, once you clear this, if you come into this zone, you know, here all the examination, be it state PCS, be it IS, everything will be cleared. Not flattening. This is the curve of progress. And everything, all the strategy, all the hard work, all the mentorship, all the peer groups, everything comes in this zone. Everything has to be in this zone. And most of you who have appeared in prelims examinations at least once or twice have almost reached here, or you are somewhere here. You should not consider yourself to be here, that okay, I'll start everything from scratch. That is not going to happen. Believe me, 80-90 days are sufficient for preparation of this examination if you have the right strategy in your hand. And that right strategy has to be very refined. It should not be arbitrary. It should not be hollow. It should be planned with certain experiences. This is very, very important. Okay, so people, I hope you understood this chart, this graph, what I tried to tell you. Okay, so if you are here, even a small step can create a huge difference, large difference. And learn this skill. This is a part of the skill. This is the skill which I'm talking about. When you can see things with the help of diagrams, with the help of some graphs, then you can present things in the most beautiful, in the most innovative way. So learn to present things in the graphical or the diagrammatic way. All right, so moving on. Now what should be the strategy? What should be the strategy? If you ask me, sir, what should be the strategy this time, PT or mains, I reject. Even if you are at the first level or at any level, I reject the complete preparation of PT for this 2 months. 2 months not fully devoted upon PT. No, that will be a mistake if you are doing that. But yes, sir, I have not qualified PT any single time. So please tell me what to do. Sir, I am very much underconfident about PT. Pehle PT to ho jaye, then mains mein I'll see. So I'm not saying that give it 0 time. No, give it some time. Some time must be devoted. How that time has to be devoted? How that time has to be devoted? In prelims and in mains, if I say again with the help of a diagram, what all is required for clearing prelims and what all is required for clearing mains. For clearing prelims, you need to widen the horizon of knowledge, but not going at a very deeper level. This has to be, at the surface level. Look at this. You are learning a lot of things, but it has to be at a surface level. But if I say it about the mains, this much wide, the small events, the critically endangered status of animal is not being asked in mains. So what you can do, the horizon has this wide horizon has decreased, but its depth has increased. Look at this. Look at this. This is called, this is mains preparation. ध्यान से समझो. आज बहुत this session is going to be a game changer for all of you. So mains may you will have probably limited topics, let's say 500 topics, but those 500 topics must be prepared in depth. In depth means there must be an idea for giving a topic an introduction, and then subsequently body, and then subsequently a conclusion. And you must have the ideas for giving multiple introduction, multiple bodies, and multiple conclusions. If you are not structuring your content in this format, that means you are not preparing for mains. That is the difference between reading, studying, and preparing. Studying might give you a clarity to speak on certain topic. Probably you will become a news anchor. But for being a civil servant or for qualifying this examination, you need to have this format for every topic: introduction, body, and conclusion. There has to be certain innovations in the bodies. So what all is required for bringing those innovations is, two things. There are people who will bring innovation, but those innovations will be irrelevant. No, irrelevant innovations are anyways irrelevant. There has to be relevant innovation, and those relevant innovations must be utilized according to the need of the question. That has to be customized according to the need of the question. So customized innovation, which is meeting the demand of the question, that has to be placed here. Okay, so these all are the points you generally know. I have told you again, I wanted to give you a clear-cut idea about how to write an answer. How to write an answer. Any question which is given, this is the question: critically discuss fundamental rights. I'm just taking a very simple question. So any question will start with an introduction, and then you will have a body, and then you will have a conclusion. So this is a start point, and this is end point. This is start point, this is end point. Start point means this is introduction point, and end point, that is conclusion point. So when you start, you will have to expand your answer. You'll have to expand your answer. Look at this expansion. You'll have to expand your answer. You expanded your answer. You widened, you opened up the horizon. Then hold for some time. Hold for some time means explore different dimensions which are relevant with respect to the question. Explore different dimensions: dimension 1, dimension 2, dimension 3, dimension 4, dimension 5, dimension 6, and you just fulfill the demands of the question, and then again summarize and then conclude. Conclusion must be with an optimistic vision. Conclusion must be with an optimistic vision. There's a difference between conclusion and summary. I have already discussed that. Summary is not the conclusion. Conclusion must have a vision. ध्यान से समझिए. Introduction must have a contextual clarity. Body must have an element of meeting the demands of the question. Okay, moving ahead, let's say I'm coming to the now. Okay, I did not discuss about the strategy. I'll just discuss about the strategy now. First, I'll quickly discuss about the strategy. So what you can do, those people who are underconfident in prelims, you can divide your time into prelims and mains. You can divide your time into prelims and mains. Daily basis pay. In daily basis, you solve one question paper, and then you just update your notes from this question paper, and then you keep revising that. This whole process should not take more than 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours you devoted for prelims. At least अभी लॉकडाउन है, घर पे हो, 10 घंटा तो पढ़ोगे ना. Are you looking for qualifying prelims by studying for 2 hours or 3 hours? No, that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. You'll have to study for at least 10 hours. Motivate yourself. और एस्पायरेंट्स देख करके मोटिवेशन नहीं आता है, मोटिवेशन अंदर से आता है. ठीक है, तो ये चीज आपको, you should understand this. You should motivate yourself, keep motivated. So 5 hours, let's say for prelims, and next 5 hours, let's say for mains. Mains may you can choose up any topic. You can take up this, your optional. Some people will have a very less command on your optional. Some people will have a less command upon essay or ethics. And essay and ethics must be prepared together. And some people want to prepare some topics like world history of paper number 1, or post-independence consolidation of paper number 1. These are the less frequency topics. Some people might want to prepare for geography, or some people might be preparing for might look for this let's say paper number 2, governance, and policies, schemes, international relation. So you find out the fear which scares you, what scares you. You find out what scares you, and once you found out that okay, this thing is scaring me, tackle this in these 2 months. ठीक है, समझ में आया? And after this 2 months, let's say you reached till June, July, then August, September, and October. You will have 3 months. Around 3 months are sufficient. It's sufficient if you are dedicating completely for prelims, then it is sufficient for cracking any prelims. So this is the time you must divide your time, divide your attention for mains. This is very, very important. So first thing, now when you prepare or when you write answers, most of the time mains preparation needs a very, if I ask you about the mains preparation, it is simply writing skill. The better writing skill you have, the better marks you are going to get. That is very, very simple. Are you understanding? Sometimes you should also interact. I should feel that I'm talking to some people.
Yes, sir.
So what includes what includes this writing skill? What includes this writing skill? I will be giving you the ideas about how to write answer from paper 1 to paper 4, each and every topic. So let's say this paper 1, you will have, it can broadly be categorized into the history and art and culture. History will be ancient, medieval, modern, and world history. Ancient, medieval, modern, and world history. Art and culture will be like that. Society, and then geography. This is all the syllabus of, and you will have this post-independence consolidation. Understand my point, what I'm trying to create, what are things about which I'm trying to tell. These two areas are the very low yielding area. You will have to read a lot, and the questions will be probably one question, or some year they will not ask. Last year there was no question from world history. So for history and art and culture, two things must be understood. History cannot be explained without chronology, and without a spatial and leader's name. History is created by a certain leader, right? You you crack UPSC with rank 1 and go into IAS and do some amazing work. You yourself will create history. 10 years down the line, you'll see that people who are appearing in UPSC are going to quote your example, your name as an example in ethics. You become a case study. So chronology, there is a definite way to represent the chronology. How to represent chronology? Standard way of representing chronology.
Fishbone diagram, sir.
Yes, herringbone diagram, fishbone diagram. You just give the, let's say, world history may, you'll have the Renaissance, then Reformation, and then you'll have geographical discovery, and then different revolution, industrial revolution,
Nationalization.
yes, nationalization and all. All right. So if you're doing this, that is going to give examiner a very easy way to look at things. Okay, you have made things easy for the examiner. This is chronology. Don't forget to write the name of the leader. Don't forget to mention the area where it is happening, the history is taking place. So when you cover all these dimensions, if the question is asked which is having the spatial orientation, you can create a diagram also. You can create a map. You create a map and put out the locations and its importance. Do the proper labeling. You are going to get marks, very high marks. Name of the leaders and analysis. You must have the analysis. So analysis also must have chronology. For example, if I talk Congress stand from Calcutta session to Lahore session to quit India, Swaraj to Purn Swaraj to quit India as soon as possible. So look at this. This is chronologically tracing how the ideology is changing. Are you understanding my point? So if you prepare all these history and art and culture, you can note it down also. If you prepare history and art and culture like this is going to be very, very helpful. If I talk about society, how to write a good answer in society with the GS perspective. See, society answers need complete writing skill. A conceptual analysis is going to have an extra advantage over the factually written thing, even if the question is coming in the factual format. So you must have the collection of keywords, you must have the collection of key concepts in society in order to in order to organize your answer according to the demands of the question. Let's say women empowerment, it's a very simple term and it's a very much asked term. You must have a uh, very organized definition with you, which you must remember for women empowerment. I'll tell, when I used to prepare for society, I'll tell you, there are certain codes which are universal in nature, which I used to keep. Phrases, certain phrases. You should also have some punchlines, punch phrases. For example, if the question is about the tribal, if the question is about the woman, you can have the, three things: socially subjugated, है ना, politically powerless, and economically exploited. So when you write like this, no, this is going to create a difference, huge difference in your answer. And look at the beauty of this phrase, है ना? You can use it at multiple places, be it for the case of tribal, be it for the case of woman, be it for the case of old age person, be it for the case of child. You can use this phrase. Yes, that is going to set everywhere. So find out, this is going to reduce your effort. In society, this is very important to have the conceptual clarity. This is very important to have the keywords in your hand and a vision, a very important vision. You should be aware about the social reality. You should be aware about the how to balance the answer in society. That is very, very important. Balancing is very, very important. Okay. And when the content is in crisis in society, so I'll give you a trick, a cheat code, which is going to help you in writing a good answer in society. Use large number of examples. When you are putting examples in society, that is going to substantiate what is the thesis which you are giving. In geography, if you are writing an answer in geography, there is a different tone for this subject. Regionalization, if I say earthquake, if I say poverty, if I say seeds, if I say agriculture, if I say anything, there is an aspect of regionalization. You tell me anything, demography, age, sex pyramid का भी regionalization किया जा सकता है. So you must have a broader idea of regionalization that has to be given. Diagrams are very important in geography. Without diagrams, there cannot be any answer in geography. Even in geography optional also, in geography as GS also. So bring diagrams, world map, India map, practice it. There are many people who will not be having the control over drawing world map in 45 seconds. You must practice it. There are people who will draw it in 45 seconds. So you need to practice it. Right. So in geography, this is more a scientific thing. So you will have to start by giving the context of what has been asked. That can be the region-based context. or that can be some concept which will be probably setting the context of the question. And then in body, you will have to somehow introduce the spatial extent. Okay. And then conclusion should be the visionary one. Next is paper number 2.
Sir,
Yes, tell me.
in case of society questions, it is always good that if we quote one or the other global organization, जैसे women के case में sir global gender gap index.
Yes, that is very, very important. Yes.
वो चीज सर पेपर लिखते हुए दिमाग में आ रही है, right? But then at the very same time we forget what is India's rank. That happens, sir. That happens a lot of time. So can we put it like this? Ki, present position of, global gender gap index 2020, India's position highlights this. ऐसे करके can we?
You can write that, but not all the time. एक बार दो बार आप छिपा सकते हैं कि हाँ मेरे पास वो फैक्ट नहीं आया, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन मैं जानता हूँ कि वहां पे बहुत खराब हमारा परफॉर्मेंस था, तो एक बार दो बार छिपा सकते हैं, लेकिन हर जगह लिख देंगे तो वो पकड़ा जाएगा।
और गलत लिख दिया सर?
गलत लिख दिया तो पकड़ा ही जाना है, गलत तो लिखना ही नहीं है, तब तो नंबर कटेगा, नेगेटिव मार्किंग।
सर above 50 या below 50 ऐसा कुछ करके लिख देंगे तो?
हाँ, that since you people are the mature individual, agar if you can bring out any analysis in that, so that is going to be very, very helpful. Above 50 or below 50 age group mein, what are the problems, what are the concerns? Yeah, that is a kind of analysis. That is a skill. That is an art.
I think she's saying कि जैसे अभी 119 है, तो can we write कि below 130 rank है इंडिया की?
अच्छा, okay. I thought कि let's say it is talking about let's say equality. So even we are witnessing the feminization of old age, right? So I thought कि okay, let's categorize the age. So that depends upon the question completely. You can say, you can also write like that, above 50 or below 50. That is also at a couple of times it is acceptable if you are not remembering that, but not always.
Okay, sir.
But the analysis which I have stated, that if you are categorizing the whole demography into two parts, let's say above 50 or below 50, or let's say the work 55, let's say this is 18 to 55 and below 80, or you can say child, juvenile, demographic dividend, or working demography, or old age, and write about each one of them if it is asked, the question is asked like that. And what is the purpose of society? A purposeful society, if I say about the purpose, you being a bureaucrat or the examiner, what examiner wants to listen about the society as a conclusion is to make this society, is to make this world a better place to live in, is to bring harmony in society, is to ensure cooperation and coordination in society. That is it. That is it. ठीक है? So इस तरीके से आपका फंडा क्लियर होना चाहिए. अगर if you are writing this, if you are having this clarity in this fundamentals, how to write the conclusion, believe me, it is going to be very easy. You will not have much time when you write mains, even to think. Okay, if you are not prepared, you are not going to innovate there. This is very rare likelihood that you are going to innovate there. So you must prepare for all these things. What I'm trying to tell, jot it down somewhere and highlight one by one. Okay, this thing has to be prepared. This thing has to be prepared. Then towards the end, you will find that okay, you have a stock of preparation. then the preparation is not over yet. Scrutinize what is useful and what is wasteful. Keep the useful thing, and wasteful things should be, disposed of. Then paper number 2, if I discuss in paper number 2, governance question or IR question. What is there? What makes the IR question more attractive, more lucrative? Again, IR question will have a scope of diagram, geographical diagram. Definitely make it. Don't miss that. Don't miss this diagram. Wherever you are explaining about a string of pearl, एक छोटा सा box बना करके you can talk about, okay, these are the locations of a string of pearl. See, what I am trying to tell in a pinpointed way, so that you can remember things. So that while preparation, if these things are in your mind, trust me, it will always go in organized way. Things will be unorganized only if you miss out on something. Don't miss out on something. So governance, IR, and you might have certain policies which independently can be asked. So governance may, you must remember article numbers. You must remember, the cases, Supreme Court cases, which has to be quoted in between to give it a geographical, to give it a governance look. You must remember certain ARC recommendations or certain Sarkaria Commission or Ponchi Commission recommendations regarding the governance. Then only your answer will be specific. Believe me, it is the paper of general studies, but you are not writing it and a specific answer, specific yet relevant answer. Your copy is not going to create a difference. You will have to write the specific answer, and a specific answer needs preparation. You cannot arbitrarily write the specific answer. Right? So this is about paper number 2. Okay. Is there any doubt till here? You can ask me if you have any doubt. Pusho, come up. Interact. आराधना, yes. हाँ, बोलो.
सर पॉलिसीज के लिए रट के जाना पड़ेगा.
हाँ. But not all the policies.
सर जो न्यूज में रहेगा, जैसे फार्म बिल वगैरह न्यूज में था पिछले साल.
न्यूज नहीं. न्यूज इज ए वेग टर्म. न्यूज तो एक छोटा सा पॉलिसी भी बनाता है.
यस सर.
जो एक इशू है, आत्मनिर्भर भारत योजना, that is an issue which is going to have a huge impact. जो एटलीस्ट जब से स्टार्ट हुआ तब से अभी तक न्यूज में कंटिन्यूअसली चला आ रहा है. Are you understanding?
Yes sir.
Prepare those. नमामि गंगे, जो फ्लैगशिप प्रोजेक्ट्स है, जो फ्लैगशिप पॉलिसीज है, उसको प्रिपेयर कीजिए. That is going to be creating a difference. Yes. Any more question? Give me a second. I'll have to bring the charger of this. Okay. So yes, people, ask me. Is there any more doubt? Clear?
Sir, social issues and this policies in both the cases, the social issues of paper 1 and policies of paper 2. Sir, how, to what extent government schemes, entire gamut of schemes are important?
देखो, generally, I understood your question. I understood the the problem where you people are facing. Generally what happens that people mug up government schemes like anything. But if it is asking about the government efforts for eradicating the child sexual abuse, so that is not just the government schemes which is completing this answer. You must include the constitutional, legal perspective also, and then the schemes perspective, and then some policies perspective, some guidelines perspective, some civil society organization engagement. All right. So once you are doing that, then this is going to create difference. So I'll tell you, since you asked me a question and I'm getting some innovation, what innovation can be planned for paper number 2. Some people have stated, sir, how to make diagram in paper number 2? It is so static. How to make paper diagrams in paper number 2? I'll show you. Let's say civil society organization. There is a question on civil society organization. So I already have discussed with you that civil society organization is something which is not government and something which is not private. Hai? So, but it's a linking pin. It's a building bridge between this government and private, that is civil society organization, which includes political parties, which includes NGOs, which includes self-help groups, etc. So imagine the question is coming on this, and you have to make a diagram on the civil society. How to make the diagram? Let's say you have to discuss about the disparity in civil society organizations across India. Let's say I'll take up the 3 cases, North India, South India, and Northeast India. So why one you can divide like this and this. Civil society organization is more organized, more ethical in South India than in comparison to North India. But it will be very poor there will be a very poor status of civil society organization in Northeast India. So you divided this, but this is not giving the clarity. I'll show you the innovation, what you can plan. And that is the standard diagram. I'm not taking it from, certain non-standard source. So there can be structure, there can be, a structure of organization, there can be practice of values, and then there can be a civic engagement, and then there has to be an impact. यहाँ पे आप लिख देंगे this is 0, and all these are representing the maximum value. All these are representing a maximum value. So if I say, if this is of South India, this will be of what? This will be of Northeast India, and this will be of what? This will be of, let's say, North India. So this is for South India, this is for this is for North India, this is for Northeastern India. Very beautiful diagram. Northeast India, you compare that. This means what? यहाँ पे 0 है, यहाँ पे 100 है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? ये काफी स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में वीक है, प्रैक्टिस ऑफ वैल्यूज में काफी वीक है ना, एंड सिविक एंगेजमेंट में काफी वीक है, एंड इट्स इंपैक्ट्स आर आल्सो वेरी पुअर. Are you understanding my point? What is it called? There is a specific name for it also. There is a specific name for it, that is called diamond diagram. Diamond diagram for civil society organization. अरे समझ रहे हो कितना ब्यूटीफुल है ये? I'll come in essays. रुको, have some
सर
patience. हाँ,
एक साथ में ये इंडिया का मैप और साथ में डायमंड डायग्राम दोनों तो सेम ही चीज शो कर रहा है, तो दोनों दिखलाएंगे एक साथ की नहीं?
दिखला दो, क्या दिक्कत है? ये दोनों सेम चीज नहीं शो कर रहा है. This is at a deeper level. You understand this? इसमें 4 dimension में you have analyzed.
यस सर.
This is at a deeper level.
In India ka map, we can put in the factors responsible.
Depends upon the question. I just wanted to give you the idea how you can be
Yes,
creative.
sir.
How you can be creative. और बहुत ज्यादा लिखना है तो आप यहाँ पे एक और बना सकते थे कि this one is the what? Ideal. Ideal means it should not be 100. Carnot cycle will not have the efficiency of 100% efficiency. So 100% efficiency cannot be there, but you can say ki, okay, let's say it is close to 100, but our aim is to achieve till there, but we are not able to achieve that. That is also visible in the same diagram. You're not saying a single word, you are just creating a diagram, yet you are saying 1,000 words. You are explaining the whole lot of situation about the civil society organization. Are you understanding my point? So this is how you have to be creative, and this thing has to be planned. This thing has to be prepared. You cannot just simply think ki, okay, I'll go there and I'll create something there. So that creation will be like ki, okay, governance problem or corruption wala problem or yahi 2-3 points se zyada transparency, accountability wala problem. So that is not going to fetch you high marks. Yes, Aradhana, you wanted to ask something?
सर जैसे ये डायग्राम सिविल सोसाइटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए तैयार करके गए, बट वो क्वेश्चन आया नहीं, तो
कोई
उस
बात
टाइप
नहीं.
का किसी भी क्वेश्चन के लिए वो रिलेवेंट होगा, मतलब अगर एनजीओ या कुछ भी पूछ दे वैसे?
हाँ.
अच्छा.
See, whatever diagrams I'm giving, those diagrams are compatible at multiple places. That is not just one size. I have created the diagrams, or I have searched for the diagrams which you can use at multiple places. NGO hai to, political parties hai to, self-help groups hai to, you can use that.
यस सर.
I'll come to the content section. Okay, this session will be very long if I start explaining about the center-state relation and its diagrammatic representation. Okay, so it will be done. Don't worry. Yes, Vishal, you wanted to ask something quickly. Okay. So let's come to the third section. That is the paper number 3. Paper number 3, you will have the economics, you will have the science and technology, you will have environment, and you will have disaster management, you will have internal security, these kind of things. And believe me, all these are will have a dimension from geography. That means you will must make a spatial diagram, spatial extent diagram. मैं बहुत बार आपको समझाया भी हूं, बताया भी हूं. रेड कॉरिडोर एक्सटेंडेड फ्रॉम कहां बोलो? तिरुपति टू
पशुपति.
पशुपति टू तिरुपति. जल, जंगल, जमीन, ये सब याद रहना चाहिए, याद आना चाहिए हमेशा. सोशल सब्जुगेशन, इकोनॉमिक एक्सप्लॉयटेशन एंड पॉलिटिकल पावरलेसनेस. अब याद है तो ऐसा नहीं कि खाली याद है और वहां पे जाकर के छापना है, वो भी कर देंगे ना. अगर सही चीज आप याद करके रखे हैं, then it is also going to be very, very useful. But believe me, if you are writing if you are using at least one of your innovation at the relevant place, that is going to create impact in the mind of examiner for next couple of questions also. That is so impactful. So you have to do it. Economics, in economics, you cannot have an answer without having the data. There has to be a data, and with that data only you'll have the answer, which has to be substantiated. Or that data should not be absolute data. There has to be an analytical data. There has to be a comparative data. There has to be a data with a message. It should not be arbitrary. Science and technology, generally you will have the applied part of science and technology. Generally you will have the aspects of technology which can be used in the day-to-day life. So in science and technology, if the question is within your radar, you'll have to write it in a technical way, in a scientific way, in a reasoned way, in order to explain the different dimensions of science and technology. If you're not knowing the answer of science and technology, let's say Bose-Einstein condensate came, and you do not know the answer of science and technology, leave it. Be humble. Don't just, I asked one of my students, okay, what did you do for Bose-Einstein condensate? So he said, sir, I was reading a novel and I found that there was a communication conversation, telephonic conversation, which was going on between Bose and Einstein. So, sir, I did not remember anything. So I have written that. Bose, Satyendra Bose used to call Einstein and they used to have friendly chat, friendly talk. That is a blunder. If you are not writing relevant, that is going to create, huge problem. It has to be relevant. It has to be pinpointed. It has to be, if you are not knowing, whatever you know, please write about that very humbly in, for looking for half marks or 1 marks and move on. Give that time, save that time and give that time on some other paper, some other question. For environment and disaster management, you need to have a geographical outlook. You need to have a spatial outlook in your body, and then you can write a good answer. You need to understand the different phenomena which are happening in environment, which are happening in across the globe, and you can simply correlate those phenomena according to your answer. And then internal security is a very specialized area. So you must be ready with this. What is the internal security threat? Communalism, if let's say communalism is the internal security threat, so what government is doing for communalism? If I ask you, you might start thinking a lot about, okay, what is called, what government is doing for the communalism. Are you understanding? So this is about the internal security. Left-wing extremism ke liye what government is doing, you should prepare that, and that has to be prepared in the manner that what are constitutional, legal, policy, others, geopolitical aspect government is doing in a lot of dimensions. So you need to cover all those dimensions rather than focusing on just a simple one dimension. Am I clear about it? Am I clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, go ahead.
sir, what are the dimensions in science and tech questions?
Applied part, you'll have, agriculture, defense, let's say nanotechnology. What is the applied part of it? Nanotechnology and health, nanotechnology and agriculture, nanotechnology and society, nanotechnology and ethics, nanotechnology and environment. See, where you will have the technical things which has to be written, you will have to be writing the technical things only, but definitely with the technical thing there will be an analytical aspect which will be asked, that will be generally associated with the applicability of that question. So the
Yes.
applicability, so the creativity. Can nanotechnology be correlated with the ethics or not? Are you understanding my point? Okay.
Yes.
Moving ahead, let's say paper number 4. Let's come to paper number 4. Let's come to paper number 4. Here, ethics. How to prepare for ethics? There are two types of question. One is the question based upon this. One is the question based upon in ethics.
Yes.
Analytical
Case
writing.
studies.
Analytical writing. And there is question based upon case studies. So how to write analytical writing? There are certain codes which you might not understand at the first place, and you will be asked to write probably a couple of pages on that code. How to write such codes? Again, I will be telling you about the cheat code, case studies, or examples. Use some innovative diagrams. In ethics also, in last class there was one person who was asking, sir, can you show some diagram in ethics? Can it be made in ethics? Why not? Why not? This is IQ, intelligence quotient. This is emotional quotient. But if I talk about the efficiency will lie where this one, where there is a balance between IQ and EQ, that is emotional intelligence. That is emotional intelligence. So maximum efficiency will be here. This is a simple diagram, yet very powerful diagram, saying a lot of things. Okay. Are you understanding my point? If you have to write about the case study, in case study, what you have to do is to, again, don't miss upon this part of introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction will have to be there, body will have to be there, and conclusion will have to be there. Introduction, body, and conclusion. So that intro must be, clarifying that case study, demystifying that case study. Okay, what is that case study all about? And in body, you discuss various dimensions. And in conclusion, again, you bring out certain, again, the larger ethical angle. This will come when you practice. Practice makes a man perfect, and that has to be done. And practice without a direction is meaningless practice. It has to be in a particular direction. Somebody was asking about the essay. In last session also, I discussed about essay. This time also, I'm going to give you a very brief about the essay, how to write an essay. Again, you need to prepare before writing. So prepare some quotes, some stories, some anecdotes. For essay, let's say 50 topics are there. Let's say 100 topics are there. Maximum 100 topics will be there, not more than 100 topics. So you prepare for 100 topics and go. If you're not getting anything from those 100 topics, okay, it's okay. If you have prepared some quote on agriculture, you can modify it, you can use it in certain other places. Am I clear? Is it making sense to you?
Sir?
Yes, tell me.
In case of ethics questions, In the questions which we are provided with codes,
Uh-huh.
let's just say one of the previous year codes was, it is okay when children are afraid of dark, struggling when elder people operate in the dark, something on this line. So it is advantageous
me
for
clear.
people who know who has set the code.
No, no,
It is
not
an
necessarily.
advantage for
Not
people
necessarily,
who know who has set the code.
because if you know, that is an additional advantage, but if you don't know, that's also okay. Because you see the question heading will be saying that what do you mean by that code? What does this mean according to you? So if they are asking your opinion on that, so you must be giving your own opinion on that. Are you understanding my point? Your own
Yes, sir.
Your own opinion
Yes.
matters, and your opinion should not be a generally quote में क्या होता है pressure में when you write you will be repeating that quote again, और कान को इधर से नहीं उधर से जाकर के पकड़ लिए लेकिन कोट को एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया वही कोट लिख दिया. ये यूनिवर्सिटी पेपर नहीं है. You are not going to get marks if you are doing such things. You will have to decipher that code, decode that code, and then write out certain suitable examples, and then you will be, getting this. Then you will be getting these marks.
Yes, sir. But somebody who has already studied the code, knows the pros and cons about the code, what the writer meant about the code, so that will be an advantage to that person.
You cannot prepare.
Right?
How many codes
So
you can prepare?
we cannot do that, right?
How many
Yes, sir,
codes you can
exactly.
prepare? Tell me.
Exactly, sir.
There is a limitation. So don't go behind uncertainty. Go behind certainty. What is certain, which can help you in examination. Yes, Aradhana, you were asking something?
Sir, in essay questions, does we write many examples?
That is also one way to write an essay. That is also one way to write an essay, but those examples must be made relevant with respect to the topic.
Sir, तो कितना लिमिट हो सकता है?
हाँ, कोई लिमिट नहीं.
लिमिट हो सकता है, मतलब कितना भी डाल सकते हैं?
कोई लिमिट नहीं है, as long as it is relevant, as long as you know how to present things in a different way. Last time I told you about this, with great power comes great responsibility के लिए एक बताए थे हम quote.
Sir.
What I started is comparing Indra and comparing Lord Krishna. इसी में बीच में एक जगह और एंगल आया था. A knife in the hand of a robber can kill somebody, but at the same time a knife in the hand of a doctor can save the life of a person. What a beautiful illustration. Look at this. This is going to touch the examiner's heart. He's going to share this with his family. There are many things which you can use. So, ये क्या है? ऐसे में you will get the time to, introspect. ऐसे में you will get the time to think. So when you are getting the time to think, do not just waste that time. Think means how those thinking will be very good. If you are very calm, if you have understood the topic very well in a very deep way, then this thinking will be, up to the mark, appropriate. All right. All right, so this is about the essay, what you can write, how you can write. And I have already discussed about the essay, and I'm not going to repeat it. It will be very long. then I'll tell you that in these 60 days, what I am planning for you. I have also a plan for all of you. I am bringing for very few, 20 students only. This just a second. For 20 students, there are two programs, which is Nurture and Enabler. Okay, I'll share the poster in all the groups. Here, I will be personally evaluating 2 to 3 questions. I will be giving you voice memo on those questions, and total 6 Zoom sessions. Through total 6 Zoom sessions, I will be covering all these, discussion of the questions which I have given. So there is a Nurture where I will be giving the questions on the daily basis. 4 questions, 2 to 3 questions will be on the daily basis. The condition is you people must submit those questions the moment I give you the question. Within 2 hours of that time, you will have to submit the question. Then you will get the review that day only. And this second program is this is for 60 days. You can choose your own questions, whatever questions you wish, and you can write. I'll be providing you complete mentorship on those questions. We'll have a Zoom session again on that. And these programs are, I have not put it non-affordable. It is very much in the affordable range. So I'll say the poster, you will see in that. So if you wanted to develop certain skill, you can take up any of these program for 60 days. This will be Monday to Friday. Okay? And for any detail, you can call on our office number. And here we will also be providing the telephonic mentorship about how you are writing. And the questions will be from all the 4 papers. It should not be from the just one paper. All the 4 papers. Okay. So tell me if you have any doubt, any question. By that time, I'll share this document with you.
Sir, when do you think mains is going to happen?
December. Mains is going to happen in December. You have any doubt, please ask me. Please ask me if you have any doubt.
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay, then I'll share the poster in the group, different groups. You can just contact Pooja ma'am on office number, and she will be giving you the details about that. So so yes, it will be started from the day you wanted to start. Okay. So it will go till its validity. The course validity will be for 60 days, next couple of months. Okay. So you can choose to have that also. Okay. So okay, I hope आप इस सेशन को अच्छा लगा होगा. आपको सेशन अच्छा लगा कि नहीं लगा?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Very
sir. Very
enlightening.
much helpful.
Huh?
Sir, very much helpful.
Very much helpful. है ना?
Yes.
Work hard. Give me some result.
Yes, sir. This time definitely.
हाँ. रिजल्ट लाओ, ठीक है ना, आई एम श्योर कि अच्छा रिजल्ट आएगा। ठीक है, ओके, सो सी यू ऑल, है ना, I'll be doing these sessions, है ना, it takes a lot for me to bring up a session like this, so आप present रहिए, you also prepare your questions before the session, है ना, tough question, even if you come with a question which is a very pinpointed one, है ना, then that is going to be very very helpful, है ना। So आप अगला कोई सेशन हो तो उसके पहले you prepare some questions, there will be sessions like this, because I think some people have asked me, sir, these sessions are giving me energy, है ना, for keeping us motivated, please keep doing that. So I thought, okay, yes, lockdown time is there, everywhere there is negativity, है ना, so why not have some positivity, why not have some cheerful session, ठीक
Sir,
है, हाँ, yes,
sir,
tell me.
sir, if we take the answer writing daily, so in what manner should we take it? Should we take some random questions, or should it be according to the subjects we are pursuing at that moment?
If you are choosing to take up questions by yourself, then you can choose the subjects which you are studying at that time, okay. But if you are choosing the questions which has to be given by us, so in that case that will be going in the fashion paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4.
So that means if you will give the questions, then accordingly I have to take up the subjects also for preparation.
Yes.
Okay.
This thing I was doing that, Hana, in Delhi it was being done, Hana, and people have gone there, ठीक है, अभी कोविड के कारण सब ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन हो गया है, ठीक है, तो नाउ आई एम प्लानिंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट दिस ऑनलाइन, ठीक है, बिकॉज आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल, कंसिडरेबली वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल, ठीक है। सो ओके, सी यू ऑल, है ना, इन नेक्स्ट सेशन, है ना, टिल देन बी सेफ, work hard, and do something so that you can utilize this 2 months in a most beautiful way or most efficient way, ठीक है, okay, see you all.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.